Hi, AP Bio. So I'm going to be going over day five's agenda, which is Monday, um, March 23rd. Um, I'm going to start by going over the due dates, then some announcements, and then doing a little bit of Q&A. Due dates. Due today is the Hardy-Weinberg lab packet. Remember, you had two options for that. So option one was to do the online simulation lab, and then option two was to do this basically like to do as many parts of the lab we would have done in class as possible. And you should be submitting that on Google Classroom because I made you your own version of both documents. So you just choose one of them, you don't have to do both, and you submit the one that you did to Google Classroom. And that is due today, Monday, March 23rd. Next, due tomorrow, is reading 6.2, and then I also have a few more practice problems with Hardy-Weinberg for you to do. So that is this Google Doc, which I will be posting to Google Classroom as an editable file for you, like one for each of you. And that'll be due tomorrow as well, Tuesday, March 24th. And I have intentionally decided for there to be no other classwork because, like, if we were to imagine that we were in class right now, what I would do is this would be a chill day and you would just be working on that worksheet. So it's meant to be a little bit easier day to day since you had the big lab due today. And these practice problems shouldn't take you that long. There's only 5 of them, and so I intentionally wanted it to be where you would spend some time tackling them, and then that would be it. So that's due dates. Some announcements. So virtual tutoring has been going really great. Shout out to Newsahat, Juan, and Nick. I have decided, since it has been going well, to have office hours tomorrow. That's Tuesday, March 24th, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So that means 11 a.m. to noon, just clarifying. If you, for example, have really had a lot of difficulty with the lab, or you're feeling like these practice problems are just not going to be able to happen on your own, then those would all be great ideas to join our Google Hangout on Tuesday. Or maybe if you just want to see a few folks because you're isolated, then you can also join our Google Hangout because of that. So if you are interested, email me and I'll send you the link to the Google Hangout. Or I'll invite you to the calendar invite so that you have the link. Also, don't know if you guys have heard, but there have been a bunch of announcements today. Well, the day I'm recording this, which is Friday, about from College Board about the AP exams. And I'm going to discuss that more later this week. But in the meantime, I just wanted to reassure you and let you know that it is mostly good news, and more information will be coming on that later this week. I need to meet with the other AP teachers just to make sure I know what Gateway's decisions are first. And Ben and Lisette, haven't heard from you yet, so please do let me know your answer to the question highlighted in yellow at this link. Okay, and then last, this is a quickie, so last, just a little Q&A. So someone asked in the Google form, how do I know when they give me P and Q versus when I have to find it? So I wanted to pull up the key for the pre-lab and just go through a question together. So let's see, how about this one? So number 7 says, imagine a population of 100 mice. Black mice are dominated to white mice. There are 20 white mice in the population, the rest are black. What are the frequency of the 2 alleles in the population? This means it's asking for P and Q. I mean, it literally says that here, but even if it didn't, frequency of alleles refers to asking for P and Q. Whereas if, and in fact, I don't know that any of these problems have actually given you P and Q. One hint is that P and Q are always going to be decimals, and I don't think any of the problems have been giving you a decimal. If they said the allele frequency of the little b allele is 0.2, that would be giving you Q. But otherwise, I think all of these problems I've given you so far are actually not doing that. However, if you are, for example, doing this lab, option 1, if you did this one, they gave you P. So this number up here, where it says initial capital R, it's pretty hard to see. Let me zoom in. It'll let me. Oh, it might crash. Great. Fantastic, team. Oh, go internet. Anyway, so that actually gave you P because there was the capital R and it said the frequency of that is 0.5. That is the P value. In the other version of the lab, in this one, you had to find P and Q using the number of alleles, which is a really good practice in a different way. So in this lab, they gave you that there were, every one heterozygous person, there's one recessive allele, so that means 27 recessive alleles for 27 heterozygous people. And then there are a total number of 54 alleles, 27 plus 27, and you do 27 divided by 54, and that gives you Q. So there's lots of different ways the questions are going to be asked, but the key is that you need to think about, are they giving me an allele frequency, in which case that's P or Q? Are they giving me a whole number? That's probably then the number of individuals that have some trait, but not P, Q, P squared, any of that. Because P, Q, P squared, 2PQ are all going to be decimals. If they give you the frequency of homozygous recessive individuals, that's Q squared. So you want to think about, are they talking about individuals with a genotype, or are they talking about the allele frequency? If we look here, that's a good way to think about it. For example, in this generation 2, we see that there were 3 individuals that have the homozygous dominant genotype. But if we look over here, there were 20 of the dominant allele. So P squared would be 3 divided by 27, because the number of homozygous dominant individuals divided by the total number of individuals, whereas P would be 20 divided by 54, the number of dominant alleles divided by the total number of alleles. So it's important to keep track of the difference between those two concepts, allele frequency and genotype frequency. I hope that was a little helpful. If not, I would encourage you to continue posting questions to this Google Doc I've linked, or Google form I've linked here. And then also, just a reminder one more time that tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'm going to have virtual tutoring. Please email me if you want the link to join the Google Hangout. Thanks, team. See you hopefully tomorrow. Bye.